Thank you for tuning in to another edition of the Vulcan Report. Alright, this is the follow-up with that last video. I wanted to finish talking about the whole alien invasion concept, things of that nature. If you look at the TV miniseries V, look at the new one, and compare it to the original that came out in 1983, 1984, you will see exactly what I have been saying all along. You will notice that toward the end, like the last three shows, the last three episodes in the 1984 V series, in the third to last episode, it's about a young boy and his father. Now, the father, if my memory serves me correctly, was like a computer professor, if you will, whatever. Okay. Well, the young boy, come to find out, okay, you notice that the son was basically a computer hacker. Okay. Now, those of you who are from my generation, you remember the very first PC to come out was an Apple computer. And you remember the floppy disks. And you know, at that time, there was no such thing as an internet. At that time, there was no such thing as what we have now, with being able to electronically log into another computer, things of that nature. But yet here we have the idea of the young kid being a hacker. So yeah, so the idea of the youth being gifted in hacking, that concept was unthought of. But now, when we got to the mid to late 90s, you start seeing the young kids hacking into stuff and becoming hackers, and you saw it in the 2000 era, and even to today, young people knowing more than adults about computers. Well, that concept is widely known and accepted to be true now. Was that a prediction back then, or was there something else in the works? Also, the idea of a laptop was also shown in that episode, where the young kid had this portable device that looked like a giant calculator, and it was attached to something. They looked like what we call today the internet. Okay? All these concepts were in this particular episode, and we see these concepts being played out into today. Okay? So we understand that A, there's technology that's light years ahead of anything that the public is aware of, and B, a lot of these concepts have been thought of way in advance and then rolled out at a later date. So it's not a coincidence that these characteristics played out in this third to the last episode of V, okay, the original TV series. Very interesting stuff to think about and to consider. Lately, we've been inundated with all types of alien movies and things of that nature. And it's just like I said to you. Expect them to produce an alien, to fake an alien landing or invasion or something. And the way it's most likely going to go down is we'll have a crash of some sort, a UFO sighting and crash. And this time, instead of them covering it up, they will use it as an opportunity for disclosure. And the beings inside will not die. They will live. And they will prove to be, while they're in a coma-like state, if you will, tests run to prove that they are alien and they're not from this planet, or wherever they decide they want to come from, underneath the ground, wherever they want to say they come from. And they'll come out with the scientists and the doctors and say, yeah, we did lab work and blood work, and yes, this is definitely an alien. You can see these chromosomes, see this is not human, or they have this or that, some kind of genetically altered thing, and then they'll pass it off as an alien, when really the person is basically born and raised in New Jersey, who was part of a black ops program and kept in a deep underground military bunker, and all these tests run on them You know that. You know how we do with the gene splicing and all that other weird stuff, weird science. That's what's going to happen. He may even look physically altered in some way. They can do a lot of things to a person to alter their appearance, even to make a person's complexion different. Put a green tint to it, brown tint, whatever color they decide, blue. They can make this person appear to be alien. They can do whatever they want to, even make them look exactly like us, because it'll be a human exactly like us that they alter in some way to pass off as an alien. And it'll be perfect for them to roll out everything else. I mean, just think about it. You have here, an officer or a pilot, not a pilot. What do you call those guys? Those astronauts, if you will. Some guy who volunteers for a special program. Okay, you can even make him into some sort of a Manchurian candidate. You can do a lot to a person and to the mind of a person, and then you set them up for this, and they go through with it. And it's easily passed off because the mainstream media is very powerful. Just like they passed off the pregnant man, and no one questioned it. Everyone said, ooh, ah. They can make people believe anything they want with mass hysteria. They're very good at it. That's what they get paid to do. So the news media, or should I say news entertainment media, will really be on board with this. Everything will be doctored and made to seem authentic as possible, and even irrefutable. You won't be able to debunk it, because they'll say, yeah, the labs come back, yeah, the person is definitely an alien. Their genetic code is definitely different than ours, and it's perfect because then they can roll out their new technology, the new control grid on us. The alien can be passed off as a savior, as a Maitreya, all right, or the second coming of Christ, or some type of God figure here to save mankind. Okay, this person will be elected to run the world. He will have maybe a special title, but he will end up being the leader of the planet because of his vast, supreme knowledge of math, science, and medicine, promising to cure the what ails the planet. He may even display special powers and abilities that man will find startling and amazing. But just remember, with computers and technology, you can make a lot of you can freak a lot of people out with technology. Even the greatest musicians are masters of sleight of hand and sleight of eye, and they're very good at pulling off magic tricks. Well, with the help of technology, you can do a lot of things, and with Project Bluebeam and other scientific devices like Bluebeam, you can do a lot of things to really fool a lot of people. And when you don't know how a person did something, you're left with no recourse other than to take them at their word. You know what I mean? So a lot of things can be done and passed off as miracles or miraculous, but I'm telling you not to fall for it. I'm already giving you the layout of how they're going to roll this thing out. Eventually there will be disclosure, because that's what everyone's pushing for, and then they'll be able to roll out their species, and they'll be able to roll out their people, and they'll be able to roll out their new world order, their one world government, under the tutelage and guide of the alien master, because of his supreme knowledge of science, math, and medicine, which is nothing but black ops programs that they've been developing and working on forever. And then that's when you'll see the space age technology come out, and it'll become commonplace to see weird aircraft in the air. It'll be commonplace to see the UN troops on U.S. soil and these special soldiers on U.S. soil. It'll be commonplace to see the amazing technology, and it'll be used to put everybody in line. It's just how it is. All right, it is a technological control situation that is coming upon us, where we will be controlled technologically, just like right now we're being controlled medically. All right, with the mass majority of the world population on some type of drug, all right, or stimulant. All right, millions of people across the planet, maybe even billions if you did the math, on some type of drug. Okay, mind-altering drug, mood-altering drug. Those are the facts. Okay, so now you have it. That's my take on the whole alien invasion fad that's going around with all the alien movies and things of that nature, and that's just how it is, man. It is what it is. Okay, so don't be fooled, don't be tricked by it's just part of the pimperation. Oh, and if I didn't introduce you to the chart you're looking at, this is the ticker symbol JJA. This is the ETF that tracks the grain markets. It tracks soybeans, corn, and wheat perfectly. Charts look similar. So if you don't want to have the be exposed to the lock limit risks of the grain futures, you can just trade JJA. There's no lock limit on the JJA. Even though it does have gap up and down moves, you don't have to worry about not being able to get out of the position. So there you have it. I'll leave it at that. It's time to move on to another instructional video. But remember, be encouraged, take what you can, and give nothing back.